shirt like jacket like in also in yellow color. It is silk. It's made of silk. I'm
Okay.
looking her from the back.
Mm-hmm.
She's playing outside. She's jumping from one square to the another square. She's
Oh,
jumping and playing. She's hopping on
okay.
the squares.
Okay.
She's 6 years old, and
Is playing alone?
she's playing alone. Now there is nobody else there. And her house is nearby.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The house is having uh, a roof, not a terrace. It is just a roof, and it is quite a big house. And she is now finished playing. She's coming near her house. There is a big vessel in which water is kept. She's cleaning her hands and the feet, and she's wiping her legs and feet. She's now entering the house. The
Okay.
house has got a big veranda, and
Okay.
she crosses that, and there is a big hall. In that hall, there are 5, 6 persons are there. They are all
Okay.
sitting and some thing like a bench. They are wearing a dhoti, and some are without shirt, some are wearing shirts. And she has now entered the hall, and the people are asking her, have you played enough? And she very happily says, yes, I have played enough. She goes inside the kitchen. In the kitchen, her mother and grandmother are cooking. So she is very hungry. She is picking some food and putting it on the plate and coming to the hall, and she starts eating it hurriedly.
Okay.
So after eating, she goes into another room. She sits there, and she is feeling very sleepy. So she starts sleeping there. And her mother comes inside and she takes care of her. And she is very happy to be with her mother. And she is asking, where is my father? Mother is telling that father has gone out. He will come after some time. So she just goes to sleep. Then next day, she gets up in the morning, takes her bath, and comes out. And she starts walking outside the house, and she's just going in a road which has very few people, or there is no people nearby.
Okay.
She's walking and feeling very lonely, and she actually wanted to go to some temple which is a little away. So she was just walking, and when she was walking in that road where there was nobody, suddenly a man is coming and he is catching hold of her, and he is touching her, and she screams. She's very feeling very unpleasant. She's crying. She's kicking him, trying to escape, but he is not allowing her to move. He is tightly holding her, and the bangle and all that are breaking. And then she bites his hand, and then she starts running towards her house. The man also chases her, but seeing that she has come near the house, he just goes back. She comes inside and cries, and all the people surround her and ask what happened, but she's not able to explain. She's crying, she's scared, she is screaming and crying, and Then immediately her mother and grandmother, they come and take her inside a room and ask her what has happened. After crying for a long time, maybe 1 or 2 hours, she has been crying. And then she tells that when she went out, a man had held her and he was trying to completely uh, keeping her close to his chest. And then how she struggled and how her bangles broke and how she bit him and then came running back. She's still shivering. That fear, that incident has caused a great memory in her subconscious mind. That memory of that man touching her inappropriately and holding her close to his body made her to shiver even after 10 years. When she became 16, 17 years, suddenly that memories start coming to her and she behaves in a very, very violent way. She throws everything out, and when mother or father goes near her, she throws the vessels, she throws sometimes the plates. Sometimes lies on the ground crying, and nobody can go near her. She's become very violent at around 17, 18 years. And the parents do not know, the grandparents do not know what to do with her. So they call a doctor who is in the village and they tell him that she is behaving like this, what to do? So the doctor gives some herbal medicines to her to cool her mind, to make her relax from the fear and from to forget what she had faced when she was 6 years old. And whatever medicines he is giving, those medicines are not working on her. She is again and again, even in sometimes the middle of the night, gets up and screams, and even she catches hold of her own hair and she tries to pluck the hair, draw the hair forcibly. And because of the pain, she again cries and she falls. And then again, she sleeps and she gets up again and she's in a lot of trouble. She's not able to cope up with that incident and she's trying to forget it, but she cannot forget it. Even when she's sent to the school, she's not studying and she is just looking at staring at something and then crying, and then the parents had to go and bring her back. So even her education could not be done. So she was only doing like this. And one day, um, a relative of her comes to know about her position, and an elder person says, if she gets married, she will become all right. So why don't you get her married? So then they say, in this condition, who will marry her? Who will marry her? Seeing her at this condition, she's not able to do any household work. She's not able to maintain her own self. She's not able to go to school, not able to mix with the friends and all that. So in that circumstances, how anything can be done to her? Then one one relative, one boy, he says, if everybody is telling that she can be cured by her marriage, then I will marry her and I will take the risk. I want her to become all right. So I will marry her. So he comes forward and takes a lot of risk, and her marriage takes place in a very, very low affair. Not many people are invited. Only some 15, 20 close relatives have come, and the marriage takes place in their house only. The marriage takes place, and after the marriage is over, she is going with her husband to their house for a few days. She is very happy. She has forgotten everything. She likes the man whom she has married. So she is carrying on well with that person. And she is now becoming almost normal. She is behaving normally. She is able to cook. She is able to serve. She is able to do everything to her husband. After 2 years, she gets a male child, and she takes care of that male child very well. And that child is also having a lot of affection towards his mother, and she is taking care of him. She takes her takes him for walking, make him to play outside and all that. And she gives a lot of affection towards him. And after uh, another 5 years passes, and one day when she is taking that boy, who may be 5, 6 years old, she suddenly sees the man who had tried to touch her
Person?
when she was that same person is coming opposite direction, and he had touched her inappropriately, and that person is coming and she is holding the boy's hand. The moment she looks at him, she starts shivering. All the memories which had gone after the marriage have come back. Now she is again shivering. She's now forgetting even her own son, and she starts running towards the man to beat him. She goes running towards the man to beat him, forgets her own son, and she goes there, and then she takes some stones and some sticks, whatever she gets in her hand, and starts beating him. When she is beating him, that man did not expect, and he did not know that this is that 6-year-old girl he is attacking. So he is trying to protect him, but the stones are hitting and the sticks are hitting on him, and he suddenly falls down and he faints. And this small boy runs to that man, and seeing that he has fainted, he brings some water and sprinkles the water on that man's uh, head. And that man slowly gets up, and then he just looks at, and that girl who has become now a lady is very angry. Her eyes are wide open, and the entire face is red with anger. She's still holding the stick and trying to again come and beat him. At the time, the man touches her feet and says, I am sorry, Mata, I'm sorry. What I did was wrong, but kindly don't punish me. I did wrong. I did a great problem to you, and your son has come and he has woke me up. Otherwise, I do not know what would have happened to me. I was in such a state. I was unconscious. But your son came and helped me, and I have tried to harm you. I am sorry. Please, please forgive me. And he falls and touches her feet, but still her anger is not coming down. She is becoming more and more anger because he touched his feet. Her memory of the past is again coming back, and she picks up the stick again, lifts it up, and then again beat him on his back. And he cries and he starts bleeding and he falls down. And she is still not, her anger is not suppressed. So she takes a stick and goes near a tree and starts beating the tree. You fellow, you spoiled my life. My life, my youth has gone. I could not go to school. I could not study. I could not give any uh, uh, pleasure to my parents. I could not make them happy all the time. My parents and my grandparents were very unhappy. They were all worried because of you. They all suffered. Not only I suffered, but because of you, all of them suffered. And I cannot allow you to go like this. I will not allow you to go. I want to harm you. I want to teach you a lesson. I will teach you a lesson in such a way that you will not forget this, not only in this life, but in your future life. She comes with a stick, rotating the stick. She is a very, very soft and nice and gentle lady, but she got so much power in her hand. She's now completely rotating the stick with full speed coming near him, and she beats on his knees, and below the knees she start hitting with the stick, and the boy is screaming. He's telling, Amma, don't do it, Amma, don't do it. But she's not stopping. She completely smashes his leg below the knees, and that man lies bleeding there, crying, and he repents what he has done, and he thinks that for the thing I have done, I have got the punishment in this life itself. And he says, I pray to God, at least give this lady a happy life hereafter. I spoiled her life maybe when she was 6, 7 years old. And I I behaved like an animal with her. She was alone, and I behaved like an animal with her. And I now want to release all the karma that was with me and with her. Maybe she had a karma with me, and I had a karma with me, and I behaved in that way. And now she has repaid the karma by beating me, and I am not sure if I'll be able to walk again. I may have to only crawl. I cannot walk again. I am very sure my legs are damaged so much. Then the boy again comes and pleads with his mother, Amma, put the stick away, don't do it. Come on, I am here, I am here. But she's not remembering anything. She's not remembering her own son. The rage, the anger has gone so much into her mind. The incident that happened at the age of 6 is now completely in her body and mind. And she just leaves that boy and she starts walking somewhere else. Then the boy runs to his house and then tells his father and grandparents what has happened. And they all come running there and seeing that man lying there bleeding, they immediately call the village people to carry him to some hospital. And the village people come running and carry him to the hospital. Now this lady has gone somewhere deep inside, and these people come in search. And after a lot of time, maybe 3, 4 hours, they find her on sitting on a tree in a forest. It has become dark, and she is still angry. She is telling, "Don't come near me. I will hit if anybody comes near me. Don't come near me." And she's not recognizing her own husband. She's not recognizing her grandparents, her parents. They are all pleading, "Please come. We are your father. I am your mother. Please come. I am your grandfather." She is telling, "I don't have anybody. I am alone here in this world. I don't have anybody. The man who harmed me, I have, I have smashed his legs. He can never walk." She says, "He will never walk again. He will never be able to touch any woman. I have harmed him so much. He will not dare to touch anybody. He will not be in a position to spoil anybody's life." And she says, "All of you go. I don't want any of you. I don't recognize you are. I am alone. I have no husband. I have no children. I have no mother, father, parents, grandparents. Nobody I have. I am alone here and I will not come." And she's sitting on the tree and she is trying to pluck some fruits or some leaves and she starts eating. She's eating as if she has not eaten for many years. She's eating and chewing those fruits, and then she is throwing even the fruits at her own relatives, and the relatives are scared. They don't know what to do. They all come and go to the temple and pray to God. Please, they are telling, some Lakshmi Devi is there. They're telling, "Lakshmi, please save our daughter. Please save my wife." And that man is crying. That man was a noble man. He has married, knowing the risk, knowing that what will happen to her, but his intention was very pure, that he wants to cure her. And he, in fact, cured her. Had the man not come, the man who misbehaved with her had not come, her life would have been different. Though her life changed after the 6 years, but after her marriage, the life again became very, very joyful, and she was very, very happy, and she was leading a happy life. And because the man again came in her life, she lost her cool and she lost her memory. She lost everything, and she was sitting alone in the forest. Then in the temple, they told the temple pujari that she is behaving like that, and immediately he came with lot of vibhuti, kumkum, and the karpur and all that. And he brought some Lakshmi's small statue also and kept in front of her. And he started doing puja to the Lakshmi in front of her. And at the time she jumped down and said, "Jai Mahalakshmi, Jai Mahalakshmi," and started running around the statue. And that pujari applied kumkum and haldi on her face, and her face was emitting light. Her face was emitting light, and she was running around that Mahalakshmi statue, the small statue, and telling Jai Mahalakshmi, Jai Mahalakshmi, Jai Mahalakshmi. And after running that place for about 12 or 25 times, maybe even more, 100 times, then she became very tired and she fell at the feet of the statue. And the pujari immediately put some water on her and he did an arti to her, and he told that whatever bad things had happened to you, they've all vanished, they've all gone. You are all faced because of the man. He came to you at the age of 6, and now again he came before you. But now everything is gone. You just see your family. Now you have to live your life. So go with them. Now you be happy with them, and you forget everything. Go with them. She then suddenly opens her eyes and she asks, "What happened?" People are surprised. She doesn't know what happened. She did so much. She had so much strength to use the stick to beat the man, break his bones. And she is asking, "What happened?" Then the boy comes and cries and says, "Amma, Amma, what you did? You hit the man with the stick." She says, "No, I never hit that man. Who is that man? I don't know." She's not recognizing that man. She's not knowing that she hit that person. And she's just hugging the boy and asking, "Are you hungry? Shall I give you food?" Then the boy cries. All the people around are crying because she had done everything because of anger that had come into her at the age of 6, which had disappeared when she got married, but again came back and surfaced because that man came, and the man had even forgotten that incident, but her subconscious did not forget that incident. It brought that incident to the fore, and she got so much force. She hit him, and she doesn't know anything now. She's completely become normal. She's now completely normal. She has nothing of what she knows, nothing of what happened, how she hit him, how she came here, how she was sitting on the tree, how she was eating fruits, how she was eating the leaves and throwing the fruits and on her relatives. Nothing. When they all said, "No, I never did anything. I came to the temple with my son holding his hands, and I have now come to the temple. See, the statue is in front of me. I have gone around this temple, I know, and they blessed me, and I'm fine. Nothing has happened to me. Come on, let's go home. I'm feeling very hungry." Then the people don't know what to say. They are all thinking that it is the Devi's miracle that has completely changed her. So then they take her home. She says, "I'm very hungry. Come on, give me rice. Give me whatever is there in the house from the kitchen, bring." And she puts one banana leaf and she says, "Come on, come on." Then immediately her mother brings the food. Her husband stands by her close, and then her mother serves the food, and she keeps on eating whatever that rice, whatever that sambar or anything is put, whatever vegetables are put. She's eating it. She's eating it. She's eating it. Eating. And she's not satisfied with that at all. She's asking more and more, more and more. After eating, she lies down and she sleeps for 10 hours. 10 hours she's sleeping like a dead person. Next day morning, she gets up, she starts her routine. She has forgotten everything. She doesn't remember anything what happened yesterday. She's very normal, very cool, and she's taking the son for playing to the school and all that. She attends to her husband in a very lovely way. She goes and cooks, serves all the people in the house, and then she is very happy. She goes and does some puja to the Lakshmi, and she comes and sings also in the hall. People do not know what to say. What happened to her at 6? What happened to her after the childbirth? After she went to the temple, how she behaved in the forest, how she behaved running around the Kali Mahalakshmi, and how she came back, how she ate, how she slept for 10 hours. Now she's completely normal. All the people, they're telling we cannot explain what has happened. Maybe this was to happen in her life. She was destined to face all these problems in this life. So she has faced it, but she has come out of this. She has come out of this. We are all very happy. Now, only thing we have to ensure she doesn't get this memory again. Let us go from this place. Let us go to some other town where she won't remember anything. So immediately her husband says, okay, we will shift to a city, not from the village. Let us shift to a city. Then she shift her to a city, and in the city, she is very happy. She is going and talking to the neighbors. She's going to the temple herself. She is very, very fine. She has forgotten the past completely. She is taking care of her son very nicely. Her son is very close to her, and she is loving her husband. Husband is taking care of very good care of her, and she is finding that life is full of joy. She has now completely forgotten whatever has happened to her at the age of 6 or after the marriage, and she thinks my life is excellent. I got an excellent life. I never had any problem in my life. He's telling her neighbors, I had an excellent life. I have a beautiful boy. I have a beautiful husband, a very loving husband. My parents are very good. I have a wonderful life. I'm thankful to Mahalakshmi for giving me this wonderful life. And the entire life she lives happily, goes to temple, does puja, and around 70 years, when her husband is alive, she dies. She dies very happily. Her Atma goes up, merges with the white light, and she's thinking, I got an excellent life. But once she goes there, she reviews her life. She thinks, oh my God, I lived a life like this. At 6 years, I had this problem. I had a wonderful family. I had good parents, good grandparents. Then at my 6th year, I had to face all these things. And again, after marriage, I was very happy, got a child. But again, my karma was to see that man again, and that put me again back. And how I behaved with that man. I hit him with a stick. Why did I hit him with a stick? Was it my karma that I had to hit him with a stick and break his legs, made him to crawl the entire life? I destroyed a man's life because he touched me inappropriately. I could have pardoned him. I could have told him, even though you have done this to me, I am pardoning you. Please forget all these things. Let us square our karma here. You misbehaved with me. I have hit you. I'm sorry. Let us square our karma. Or it would have been much better if I had not hit him at all. I had just closed my eyes and walked away from him. I did not recognize him at all. I just walked away from him. And that fellow would not have seen me, would not have recognized me, would not have even remembered what happened at the age of 6. But his karma was that I should remember, I should recognize him, I should meet him, I should take away his legs, and I know he's now begging. That man is begging in the streets without legs. He has no job. He has nobody. And when people came to know, his wife came to know how he behaved at the age of 6, she has deserted him. His children have deserted him. He is now an orphan, begging in front of some temple without legs. Oh my God, I made all these things. I created this karma to that man. My God, I cannot imagine. She says, Lakshmi, please forgive me for what I have done and give me a life next time where I repay my karma. So give me another life where I repay my karma. I should have a very good husband. I should have very good children. I should have a very good house. But whatever I have done in this life, you have to punish me. I do not know how you are going to punish me, but punish me. So let my karma end. Let my karma end in the next life. Let it not go further. So she cries to the Lakshmi and she feels that she should take birth and finish this karma. So then she takes this birth. She lives a happy life, but because of the karma she did, she's facing problems in this life. She is again facing the same problem of forgetfulness. She's again uh, facing the same problem of forgetting her own relatives and behaving violently, suddenly eating more, suddenly eating less, not recognizing anybody. All these things are happening because of the karma that she wanted to clear in this life.
So by suffering, it got created. By
Because,
suffering, it will be clear.
yes, because she has to clear the karma by suffering.
Oh,
Because she wanted that. She begged the Mahalakshmi, please, I made a mistake. If I had just turned away my face and gone from that man, nothing would have happened. It was my karma, they touched me. I should have just closed my eyes and went away from there. Nothing would have happened. But why I behave like that is because of my karma. So let me face my karma in the next birth itself and let that karma go in this life. Let it not go beyond this life. Give me all the problems, what you have to give me for that karma in this life. Let me face this karma and let me go in the next life as a person who has no karma, and let me live a happy life in the next birth. So that was her thinking, and she came with that thinking. And because of that thing, whatever happened in that life is happening again in this life, and this is all due to karma, and which she had sought, which she had prayed that I want to end my karma in this life, what I earned in the last life.